Hello, everyone. I'm Father Mark, and I'm coming to you today just to touch base with you and connect as we all go through this very difficult and very different time in our lives. I don't think any of us have ever experienced anything quite like this, and so we're all going through very uncharted waters. And as a pastor, I miss being with you and connecting with you in the traditional ways. And as with yourself as well, I'm sure we're all hunkering down. Harry, Oliver, and I are in the rectory doing the best we can with all of this, as I'm sure you are in your homes doing the same as well. Again, I miss being with you and connecting with you in those traditional ways of being able to see you face to face on Sundays and talk about what's happening in your lives and being there with you as your spiritual guide and pastor. I know we're all experiencing a lot of anxiety as we're going through what's happening, and we're all wondering where it's going to go. Many unanswered questions, and the future unfolds as it comes. The normal routines of our life have changed, and we have been asked to turn upside down and to consider doing things in different ways. As I talk to folks, one of the most difficult things that I hear expressed time and time again is the distance that has to be kept from loved ones who are in convalescent homes, other institutions, and you're unable to pay the usual visits and see them face to face and touch base with them and share your love with them. People are living alone, especially those who are older, are feeling quite isolated. I was talking to some people the other day who've recently experienced the loss of a loved one, and at a time when they're craving human contact, find that so difficult to achieve. And so in the midst of all of this, we look at ourselves and we find ourselves in this place where we're wondering how to connect with our parish, with God, and one another. I ask you too to please remember and pray for the homeless, the marginalized, folks who are in prison, people who are bringing the sick and others the necessary services that they need, ambulance drivers, doctors, EMTs, nurses, hospital staff, police and firemen and women, and many others who people rely upon for essential social services. These are the ones who are most at risk, and the ones who certainly deserve our prayerful gratitude and support. We look to them to help us and calm our fears. They carry great burdens. We're all carrying a great burden. And so in the midst of this, where is our faith? We find ourselves returning to an ancient model called a house church, where we gather with family and friends, or even sometimes alone, with our faith to guide us and support us. We remember who we are, what we believe in, and we then pray. And maybe this is an opportunity to gather those in our households together for some serious and direct prayer, maybe in ways that we haven't done before, but are very effective in connecting us with God and with each other and with the wider community of faith. Even though the sacraments may not be tangibly available to us and within our reach, they are all nonetheless spiritually always present. The anchor and the call of our baptism, directing us and propelling us as disciples of Jesus Christ. The forgiveness and the peace that's found through the sacrament of reconciliation, the all-powerful, forgiving, compassionate God in whom we find refuge. Have him come into your heart. He accepts you where you are. He accepts your failings and your weaknesses. Pour out your heart to him. He always is there to listen and to forgive. We have the spiritual strength, the connection to our community, and the courageous focus that comes from the Eucharist, the incarnate, indwelling presence of Christ within us. He can come to us spiritually if we can't receive him physically. All we have to do is ask, and he is within us in the depth of our soul and our heart. The healing wonders of the sacrament of the anointing of the sick for those who are struggling with illness. If it cannot be physically received, the healing power of Christ can still come to you. All you do is ask. We pray for God. As he promised to be with us, he will be. His sacramental incarnate presence is within you. Find peace. I'm reminded today of a psalm that I use during the celebration of the wonderful Holy Thursday liturgy, the Mass of the Lord's Supper. And it's so apropos to where many of us may be today. You know, we wonder, is it okay to complain to God? It absolutely is. Think of your most intimate relationships in life. If you never complained, where would you be? Ask any husband or wife that question, and they're sure to give you an answer. So we can always go to God with our complaints and our fears and our questions. Where are you? Where are you, Lord? It's a very real question that many of us are asking. But then we also have to go back to trust. And so listen to Psalm 22 for a moment and see if you relate to any of these words. My God, why have you abandoned me? Why so far from my call for help, from my cries of anguish? My God, I call by day, but you do not answer, by night, but I have no relief. Yet you are enthroned as the Holy One. You are the glory of Israel. In you our ancestors trusted, and you rescued them. To you they cried out, and they escaped. In you they trusted, and were not disappointed. Save me from the lion's mouth, my poor life from the horns of wild bulls. Then I will proclaim your name to the assembly. In the community I will praise you. You who fear the Lord, give praise. All descendants of Jacob, give honor. Show reverence, all descendants of Israel. For God has not spurned or disdained the misery of this poor wretch, did not turn away from me, but heard me when I cried out. I will offer praise in the great assembly. My vows I will fulfill before those who fear him. The poor will eat their fill. Those who seek the Lord will offer praise. May your hearts enjoy life forever. You see, it's okay to complain to God. It's a way of deepening our relationship with him in a very authentic and true way. It acknowledges the glory of his presence. And then after we've poured our hearts out, may we then know and trust that God knows every desire of our hearts. He knows what's best for us even more than we do. And then we can trust in his promise to be ever faithful, ever vigilant, ever loving, ever compassionate, and ever forgiving. As we go through this time, I also want to assure you that there are ways to remain connected to our parish. A lot happening on our website that I direct you to today. We have the live streaming of our 11:15 Mass this Sunday and every Sunday. And my evening of reflection this Tuesday, March the 24th at 7 p.m., in which I offer my own personal reflection on the Stations of the Cross, will also be live streamed, so you can be with us virtually for that as well. We're offering Adoration of the Blessed Sacrament on Saturdays from 12:30 to 2:30. This will be live streamed so that you can spend time with the Lord at home. It'll also be archived, so if you can't watch it during the hours of 12:30 to 2:30, it's available for you anytime. We're also going to offer a little segment where you can come and pray in a quiet church from home, live stream just to be alone with God in quiet. This too will be archived, and you can watch it at any time that is convenient to you. We also have 2 other features on our website to assist you to connect you and your concerns and your love to your parish. We will light a candle for you. All you have to do is put your intention on the website link, and we will go into church and actually light that candle for you. You can offer a prayer basket intention, and we will also bring that into church as well, so we can pray with you and your concerns during this very difficult and trying time. Confessions remain on Mondays at 6 p.m. and Saturdays at 2:30 at our St. Paul Church, and both parish churches will remain open for private visits. You can also email me directly at father@isidoreandmaria.org. I'd love to hear from you. And please know that my thoughts, my prayers, and my love are with you, and that you can find peace. Look within, find the stillness that only God can bring. Rely upon that, even if for a short time. Set your concerns aside and bring them to Him. He will carry those for us and bring us where we need to be. May God love you and be with you. God bless you.